you, Robert. Right, now, I'm going to get you to stand though. Right, so the sciatica goes down both legs, is that right? Okay, and how long have you had it for?
Oh, what, a couple months now?
Right, okay, so let's get that please. So you just face that way, face that wall. All right, cool. Now, I'm just grabbing my cup of tea. One of the surgeons that works through me loves tea. So I have to have one cup for me and one cup for him. This is his cup.
It's the least you can do.
What if you didn't like tea?
That would be a problem.
Wouldn't it?
No, we'll do it. Oh no, you can't. No, you can't. You can't do like John of God.
So Dr. Augusto, the one that's going to be working on Robert, he works through John of God in Brazil. And John of God is getting on now. He must be in his 70s and his health is not the best. But he's devoted his life to spirit. 50 years working with spirit takes his toll. He's a full trance medium, so his soul leaves the body and the spirits completely come in. Personality changes completely. It's amazing.
I've seen you do that.
You can see me on certain clips of film. I did a snap of one this morning where I'm like, it's like, oh, that's not me. Look at those boobs. I don't stick my chest out like that. It was one of the surgeons coming in. We have to laugh because it looks ridiculous. But John of God, they wanted him to eat more fruit. He wasn't getting enough vitamin C, he wasn't getting enough nutrients and minerals, and he wouldn't eat it. And they kept telling him eat more fruit, and he wouldn't. I live on fruit. I'm a fruit bat. I love raw food, so it's not a problem for me. So what Dr. Augusto did, he incarnated in his body, and before he did any healing, he ordered the fruit, and he ate the fruit while it was in his body.
Wow.
Good, eh? Good, isn't that good? Right, let's do Robert's healing. Right, and I've got to move these out. That one's fine. Watch off. Now, as I'm working in Robert's space, the first word that I've been given is judgment, followed by discernment. Okay, judgment exists so that you can assess what feels right for you. You cannot assess what is right for anybody else, period. Not even your own kids, not even your own partner, whom you may feel you know very well. You can only assess what is right for you, and you assess what is right for you not via your heads. Everybody's opinions, the world views, what you've read on the internet, what you've read in books is in here. The only place that you can assess what feels right for you is in here, or in here. Gut or heart are the two places. Another little pointer for you. If you're constantly asking, is this right for me? 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 The answer is no. That's most of me will laugh, wasn't it? If you move full steam into something, knowing it's the right thing to do, then of course it's right for you. If then there are consequences that you don't like, it doesn't mean that that was a wrong decision. You may have still had to do that investment, lose that money. Maybe somebody else's need out there was greater for your money. Yeah? There are no mistakes here. There's only learning. Only learning. Okay. Now, Robert. So Dr. Augusto was talking directly to Robert now. That first bit was for everybody. This bit's now for Robert. Robert expected to be further ahead than he is now at the age you are now, didn't you, Robert? Hands up if that's true for you as well. Me too. It's only a few years ago I lost my own home. I dedicate my life to spirit. Back then I was dedicating my life to God, but back then I was dedicating my life to spirit. And I lost the family home. Yeah. I lost the family, we were homeless with 2 kids. And with debt. Yeah. Because I did what I thought was for the best. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. I had a really good intention but it wasn't the right thing to do. It wasn't guidance. I didn't receive guidance to do the thing. Yeah? Right. So, what Dr. Augusto wants to say to Robert is this, is Robert perceives that he isn't where he expected to be at this stage in life, okay? And I then got you to consider, are you where you thought you would be? Now this is the thing, it's not over yet, guys. I'm just going to wait for that vacuum cleaner to stop and we'll continue. Because I don't want to lose the teaching. Now, if in life you have set yourself a goal, let's say you've set your goal to get there, let's say it's 100 of whatever. I don't mean necessarily dollars, it might be a house, it might be a position in work, but the goal is 100. And you only got to 50, you've not failed, you've got halfway there. From that place of halfway, it's easier to get to that goal. Yeah? So whatever your goal was, whether it was a happy marriage, whether it was kids leaving home, if you didn't quite get where that goal was, it's not failure, none of it's failure, it's all learning. I think the vacuum's in harmony with my ease.
Yeah.
Thank you, universe, I see this as a blessing. And I'm so glad that I don't have to vacuum for money. See? Isn't that cool?
He's sucking everything up.
Anybody sat in this side of the audience with any deafness or hearing complaints, be grateful for the deafness? Yeah? See how we can see it all differently? Notice how that feels. Bit better? Yeah, how much better percentage-wise?
30%.
Right, turn around. Right, now, this energy is all about Robert valuing himself. All right? You have been brainwashed, you've all been brainwashed to put a price on you, and that's your hourly rate of pay. You are priceless. You're divine beings. You're not worth an hourly rate of pay, are you? Think about this. No, you're all being massively underpaid. Yeah? But how do you tap into this infinite wealth that you are? All right? You've got to stop being in your heads. Yeah, this is old knowledge. This is stuff you've read in newspapers, seen on the internet, seen in books. You've got to start connecting with who you are. The musicians, the artists, the writers, they spend time going in here. People like Richard Branson, Elon Musk, at some level they've connected with something within them and they're bringing that into the world. Inventors. Yeah, and so you've got to spend more time trusting that you are important. Without you having to do something, you have value. Yeah? Yeah? And one of the things that's been heavily conditioned is if you sit doing nothing, you're being lazy. No, our bodies need rest and relaxation time. Yeah, and there was a boss I didn't work for him directly, but I knew of him. I won't say his name because I'll probably get into trouble if I do that. But one day, this was a manager in the bank I worked, he was a senior manager, and one day, the manager's offices have this little spy hole in case we're being held at gunpoint, and we have panic buttons, yeah? So one of the staff looked through the spy hole to see if the manager had got anybody in the office with him, and the manager was laying back in the chair. They have these big leather chairs with headrests. The more senior you are, the manager, the bigger the chair, the bigger the office. The bigger you go, right? The bigger the paycheck. And he was like this, with his hand behind his head, with his eyes closed. Well, this assistant went running around the office telling, you won't believe it, the amount of money that man gets paid, and he's asleep. He's sleeping on bank time. Now, this very well-paid bank manager, senior manager, had a secretary to die for. Not in terms of how she looked, she was a bad likes. His wife's probably saw to that. But she went straight in and said, you need to know that your personal assistant has been telling everybody you've been asleep. So, he called the boy in. He sat him in the chair. Now, you might not know this, but this is true. Bank managers' chairs are sat 2 inches taller than the customer's chair, so we can look down on you when you ask for money. It's true. It's true. They want us to have the position of power, so we're seated higher up and look down on you. Isn't that funny? But it works. And you are usually sat with your back to the door, and we are sat seeing the way out. That puts us in a place of power. Yeah? It's all quite, you wouldn't know this unless you work for a bank, and many people working in the bank don't know it either. Anyway, so what happens is the senior manager in the big chair calls in the boy. And he says, do you know why I've called you in? He says, no, sir. He says, well, I understand. But you've been telling everybody, you looked through the spy hole, and you've been running around telling people about what you saw. And this lad's hands started shaking, his knees started knocking, because he could be sacked for this. Yeah? He says, tell me, what did you see? He says, well, sir, I saw you leaning back in your chair with your hands behind your head and your eyes were closed. He said, and what did you tell people? He said, well, I told people that you were asleep. And he left a long silence. He says, do you know, I realised, how long have you been working for the bank? He says, 3 years, sir. All right, okay. I realised in that time, you may never have seen anybody think. And so I'm going to let you off. Working for the bank, we were not paid to think. We were paid to follow the rules. And if you didn't follow the rules, you got into trouble. Yeah? Interesting though, isn't it, eh? Isn't it interesting? Right, now what's happening for you, Robert? It's feeling quite good, isn't it? It is. We're nearly there. We're not quite. We're cooking with gas. We're not quite there. All right. So each of these stories, you'll notice if you see me, I rarely tell the same story twice. Rarely. The stories come out of my 54, 55 years. Right. Walk around now, and they pull me the right story. And sometimes I tell them people's stories, but they're for the person, but they're also for audience members. How's that feeling?
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.